everyone, this is Patricia and I am going to share a project with the Citrus Twist Kits May Life Crafted Kit in my Life Crafted album, along with the COVID-19 at-home digital elements found in the Citrus Twist fan page in Facebook under the Files tab. There's 3 different digital elements available. One is a PDF where you just simply open it and print it, and the other is a PNG, and the other is a cut file. In this first example, I'm going to open up the PDF file and I'm just going to simply print it from my Mac onto my Canon TS9020 printer. I changed the scale from 100% to 70%. It still prints on the 8.5 by 11 page, but those little tabs and little die cuts will be even smaller because I don't plan on using the 3x4 cards in my Life Crafted project today. Once that is printed, I just fussy cut those elements out. Now the next free digital item I'm going to use is the March 20 at-home PNG file. Now I use a Mac, it's a very old Mac, and I also have a very old version of Photoshop Elements. With that file still open in the background, I go to File New at the menu and I want to create a document that is 6 inches wide and 4 inches in height. The reason for this is because I'm going to print onto pattern paper from the Life Crafted kit, but I need to trim it to 4x6 so that I can send it through my printer. Now I'll go back to the original PNG document and I click on the marquee rectangle tool there on the far left. I only want one of the images from this PNG file, so I need to do an edit, copy, and paste. In order to do that, the marquee tool is going to let me select that one image by clicking on the far left of it and then dragging my mouse to the bottom right of that one image. It does not have a red outline around it on my computer. It actually looks like little marching ants instead, but my screen would not capture the movement of that image around it. Once that single item is selected, then I can go to the menu and do an edit, copy, and then I can go back to now my brand new 4x6 blank page and do an edit, paste. A couple of things I do after I do the paste, as you can see there at the bottom, there's a TN paper, and this is from the April Digital TN papers available from Citrus Twist Kits. I opened that up and I rotated the image that I pasted onto this 4x6. I rotated it landscape, and the reason for that is because what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag that paper onto that PNG file, that element. And once it's dragged up there, I'm not able to manipulate it anymore. So having it landscaped worked better for me. I just tweaked it to where that I could get the effect that I wanted. And what I want to do is I want to make this image the pattern paper. In order to do that, I click on the magic wand tool and then I click on the white area of this document. Similar to the marquee tool, the magic wand is also going to do these little marching ants. It's going to do it around the entire 4x6 document and those individual images. Now with everything with the marching ants around it, I go to the bottom there of the TN paper and I drag it on top of this document, and all of the little ants will still be marching around it. As they're still marching around it, I then drag that paper away, and it's like it took the PNG image took just the part of it from that pattern paper, and the white stayed white on the background. So then I just simply deleted that top layer of the TN pattern paper. Now you see that it is also a landscape orientation, and again, that was part of tweaking this, because once I dragged that up there, I really wasn't able to move it any further. Once I moved it, it like immediately took that pattern paper image that PNG file did. So that's how I worked this out, and then all I did was print this onto a 4x6 paper, and then I trimmed it to 3x4 to use it as one of my cards in my Life Crafted album. Here's a look at that printed card that I did, and I also printed it on the pattern paper. So it's really kind of cool. The print from the pattern paper of the PNG file, it has still a little bit of a see-through look, so you can see the pattern paper that I printed it onto as well coming through the image. With the exception of the flower die cut, the elements that are on top are all from the PDF file that I did the print and cut with. And I used quite a few of those print and cut elements throughout this project, along with the die cuts from the May kit. So here is a look at how the rest of the project came together, including some of the stamps that are available this month. So here is my new 3x4 card using that PNG file, and there's all those PDF images that I fussy cut out from that 8.5 by 11 page. And I'm going to select some of those images and then some of the die cut images from the kit. I'm going to use this pattern paper from the kit. I want to create a it's going to have a lot of blues. I'm really taking the color from that PNG image that I created with that 3x4 card. And then I printed my photos to 1 inch by 1 inch squares because I decided I wanted to use the new stamp set that's available. It is called Day Tripping, and I used more pattern paper to stamp the camera image onto it, and then I fussy cut all the way around it. I used one of my punches to get in the inside of the circle there so that I can easily get my scissors into it. And I'm going to use that as a mat and extra texture to document these photos. This is definitely a COVID-19 stay-at-home type thing. This was from watching Brainchild on Netflix, and so it's not the greatest photos, but it's perfect. They're perfect like this because they're so small, and the stamp set and the pattern paper really does help make them come to life a little bit more. You can see it there at the top, I used a lot of the printables that I had printed already. I just stapled those to the top. I want to go ahead, I had trimmed this paper down. Now I punched my holes because I'm just going to slip this right into my Life Crafted album. For my 3x4 card that I created with the PNG file, I am going to layer some of the PDF printables that I used along with some of the stickers from the kit and die cuts as well. And I'm just going to layer that onto this 3x4 card that I've created. And then once that's in place, using one of the cards from the kit, it says memories, I am going to use one of the printables, it says COVID-19, to staple that right underneath that card. But I did add my journaling through my typewriter before I added that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use some foam adhesive, and I'm going to attach this geotag die cut and then the globe that you see there at the bottom with foam adhesive. And then I'm going to come back with another printable. It's a little tab, and I'm going to type Life Lately on it. It's with the new Simple Words version stamp set. Then with all of that in place, the only other little detail that I add is I use more pattern paper from the kit. I punch my holes into it as if I was going to insert it into my album because I want my holes to line up. I'm going to use these to cover up some of the holes just to add a little bit more texture and give it a little bit more color. And so I once I have my holes punched, I will trim that up, and then I come back with a punch that has like it's just a little rectangle, and I notch out some of the corners of it, and then I'd adhere that to some of the holes, and then I trim it so that I can slip this entire page into my album. So I mentioned that this was a stay-at-home memory from watching Brainchild on Netflix, and the idea is to have your hand in ice cold water without smiling the first time, and then do it again the second time with a smile on your face. And they prove that you can actually hold your hand in ice cold water longer when you have a smile on your face. So we did this at home. It wasn't completely accurate, but I documented with the numbers and the alpha puffy stickers from the kit, the numbers of or the seconds that we could hold it the second time around. Now for those labels at the bottom by the globe, I had to reposition those a little bit. That was from the 4x6 card that's from the kit that has labels. I sent the whole 4x6 card through my typewriter and then trimmed them out, but I had them in the wrong order, so I had to carefully put those in the right order. And then I add some stamping there at the bottom to date stamp that 3x4 card on the left. And then here is the pattern paper with the punched hole and then the notched sides that I'm going to adhere to just 3 of those holes and then trim that. And that finishes this up. Thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hope this gives you ideas of how to use the digital elements, especially with them being free and available especially during this time, to document some of these memories that we have and use them with your physical products. So thanks so much for watching, and I hope that you are enjoying the products and the kits and getting some good creative therapy in during this difficult time. Thanks so much for watching.